Here's my ID and my note cards and my slideshow. Okay, so every year 8 million tons of garbage is added to our oceans, and 80% of that is from our mainland waste. There is a garbage patch in the Pacific Ocean that is just collecting all of our plastics and garbage that go into the ocean. Here's a picture of it. And it goes all the way down to the ocean floor because of a vortex going on. So the vortex, it's just the currents of each of the lands pushing off the water. So it's just going in a big circle and pushing all of the garbage into little tiny circles. So there is a western garbage patch and a Pacific garbage patch. And they're just collecting all the garbage in the oceans and making like little tiny microplastics that float all the way down to the ocean floor. There's a few things that you could do to help prevent this from growing. You can recycle, use less plastic just in your whole life, less things that have containers, less things that have just plastics that you buy from the store. You can use less single-use items, so like the Starbucks cups you get from the store, McDonald's cups, anything. And recycling is a big thing because a lot of people do not know how to recycle, or they just don't care enough to split up their garbage from trash to actually recycling. You can recycle a whole bunch of different things like paper, plastics, glass, metals, electronics, everything. More than 35 tons of plastic were produced in 2017, and only 8.4 of plastics were recycled that year. And then here is a chart of the recycling rates over time, starting in 1960 all the way to 2010. And plastics are the least amount that people are recycling. And then the highest amount that people are recycling is paper. Here's the things that you could use to not use single-use items. You can have reusable garbage bags. You can use reusable grocery bags, water cups. Plastic cups are the biggest thing. Like single-use water bottles that are just easy to grab. You could just simply get like gallon jugs at the store and use like a Yeti and stuff like that. And then here are the microplastics that are going to the ocean floor and going into like sea turtles and all of the other animals that are down there, and they're just going into their lungs. And another picture of all the plastics that are in the ocean. Julia Reeser, who was in this article that I read, says it is alarming that the oceanic region has more harmful plastics than food available for sea surface feeders such as endangered sea turtles and marine birds. So there's more plastic than food for them to eat out there. Here is a starfish that is just covered in a net and just like caught in the net and just can't get out. And then 4Ocean, if anybody's ever heard of it, is a group that they met in college, and they went to Bali on a surf trip and seen that the beach was covered in garbage. And they went to one of the locals and asked why nobody's cleaning it up or preventing this. And they told them that it was just cleaned up hours ago, and that all the garbage that was just washed up was recent, and it was covered in garbage when they seen it. So their mission now is they are selling bracelets that are made out of recycled plastics from the ocean that they're finding. So they're going around the world and cleaning up the ocean. Every bracelet you buy, they promise to collect 1 pound of plastics from the ocean. And then a professor of Environmental Health Engineering at Arizona State University said, "It's not just fish or marine life that is affected. Every human being in the developed world has traces of plastic contents in his or her blood." That's kind of scary, if you didn't say so. And that is all.